What's up, everybody? Bootsy Greenwood here, and I want to talk a little bit today about leverage. Specifically, the idea that the territory is not the map, is not the territory. And that's just a really long way of saying the map is not the territory, the menu is not the meal, which is something that you may have heard me say a lot of times. A lot of people have said it also a lot of times, and it bears repeating for a reason. It might sound simplistic, this idea, the all is mind, but it ultimately does come down to that. We can think about it in so many different ways, but the leverage that allows us is truly infinite. It's unfathomable, really. The problem is we have edges, limits to our map, and until we're able to put new awareness of new terrain on that map in our mind first, we're not able to experience it in the external world, right? Like, we know these ideas. The universe is a mirror, as above, so below. The universe is mental. The universe is a mental construct, and the all is mind, right? But think about the implications of this. I recently read a book that was amazing. It's with the Dream Searchers, and I've done a little bit more research into this group, but what they call your map is your cosmography chart, okay? And in the book, one of the things that they say that made a lot of sense is that whenever something new happens or we experience it in the world, we have to sort of file these things away in our mind, in our sort of hard drive, library, whatever, and we have to, categorize this thing, whatever happened. Now, let's say you experience something dramatic and strange that's hard to classify. You have to either build a new place on your map to understand and categorize and classify that, or you have to classify it as something that you already know that's already on your map within this area that you're already aware of, or the third option, you don't see it at all. Okay, really think about that. Really think about that. Because if you don't see it, it doesn't mean it's not there. Understanding what our awareness encapsulates and the edges of our map is critical. Think of a magic trick. Okay? A little bit of sleight of hand, right? If you see it, if you look for it and you know, and you're aware of it and it's existent in your map, you see the turn, you see the little thing, and you can spot it. But truly, a novice or someone who is unfamiliar that it's magic would be mesmerized, right? And they don't have a way to categorize it on their map, right? They just don't even see it. And that actually leads me to another point, too, that if it looks easy, it's definitely very hard. One thing that I challenge you to look through the world, and this is an extreme view, I'm being hyperbolic here, but that's intentional. I want you to think in the world, nobody has any talent, okay? Obviously, certain people are inclined to things, people have talent, but that's not really the point. I don't want you to think about that. What I want you to think about is how much they've had to work, regardless of how much talent they have. And a lot of people don't want you to see how hard they've had to work because it makes them look better and they have more mystique because, they're not showing the process. They're not leaving the ladder behind them, so to speak, right? It used to even be a big myth in show business, and, they say you either have it or you don't. But meanwhile, they'd say that to everybody else, but then they're practicing and honing their craft and learning, with Joseph Campbell and Jungian archetypes and tons of psychology and, learning acting and dramatic arts and all these things and working really, really, really hard, right? So you hear that. But here's the truth of it is nobody's that talented, certainly people have talent, right? But again, it's really, you just don't see it. You just don't see the work. So I say all that to say, if you really want to rid importance, I know that's a big problem for people, right? The only real way to do that is to take the fortress by lengthy siege, to build a place on your map that you absolutely know you're just going there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It doesn't matter how long. It doesn't matter any of those things, but you have a specific spot on that cosmography chart that you know is there. And it's a specific place, and you take those action steps toward it. It's really just absolutely that simple. But think about what the limits are, right? Like, this is why people self-sabotage and stay stuck and have sticking points, because they don't understand that they can leverage their map even more. What is it that you're not aware of? What are you missing? Ask yourself some questions and really think about the model and the filter that you're viewing the world through, your slide, your reality tunnel, right? Like, because that's exactly what it is. As my friend Lehman says, if I want to shave my face, I don't shave the mirror. So it really all begins and ends with our mind. How can we leverage our mind? And that's the good stuff. That's where we kind of get into some mental and emotional understandings and techniques, in order to really put ourselves on the path, right? Like, it's incredible, actually, to be able to even be aware that exists, right? They call it paradigms, right? This cosmography chart idea is from that Dream Searchers book, but we in the West you'd just say paradigm, but the same thing. It's a map, right? And there are limits to any map. We have to expand our map in order to expand our reality. That's just how it works. You have to leverage our mentality. And as simple and maybe cliche even as it is, it's something that you constantly have to do and work on. Right now we have the blueprint, and we talk a lot about this idea. The map is not the territory. The territory is not the map. The menu is not the meal, and ultimately really focusing in on that fundamental truth, or that most fundamental cosmic law of mentalism, and really how that affects us all the time, becoming aware of it. So we actually have the blueprint. Download that, and we'll give you a 8-day free mentalism course, written by our very own James Thomas. It's something that he really is passionate about too, and he shares some of his story. It's really really cool. I really enjoyed putting those lessons together. So check that out, grab that link, get the blueprint, download that, and think about this. Ask yourself some questions. Take some inventory. Where are you going? What are you doing? What is certain? What is it that you're missing? What might you not see? And, having people around you who can help you see those things and see those limits can be very freeing as well. So consider hitting us up and chatting with us to see if you want to grow with us, because that's what we're doing right now. We have an offer right now, the Blueprint to Happiness. That's a group thing. So check out the links below, grab that blueprint, and guys, we'll see you very, very soon. Have a wonderful day. Peace.